Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday. I hope you guys are all having a good week. Hello. Hello. Let me put you up on the other phone. Hi, Elle. Hi, guys. So, we're back with another collection from the Favori. I think it's hard to tell sometimes online what distinguishes each of these collections. So, this one is definitely unique. It's the Agate collection. And as always, you get beautiful packaging with the Favori. I mean, it's so aesthetically gorgeous. And you're getting 6 gels in this collection. So unlike the inks, unlike pottery that we just went live with last week, these are going to be a little bit different. If you look at the examples, if you see the tiny, tiny ones, that is what they look like on their own. Okay, so they're super sheer, they're textured, and you can use them in so many different ways. And I think one of the coolest things about this brand and about nuance nails is that there is no right or wrong way. You can use them however you want in your artistic endeavors. You can play with them however you like, and it'll turn out amazing. But with this collection, I would say gather up your Favori products because they work the best with other Favori products. Like you're going to see them a little bit more. Could you do a swipe like this and just call it a day? Sure, if that's what you want to do. Here, let me move these without dumping them because I could possibly do that. But here's a little box. Here's my short little nubs. Oh my gosh, my hands match, guys. What's up with that? Never do they match. So you get this gorgeous box, okay? And it has this adorable black string. I mean, mine is certainly not tied because I've dug into my gels, of course. All right, and when you open it, it's going to look like this. You're going to get that card that I had my swatches sticking out on, sitting on. And here you go. So you're going to pry this part up, and here are your gels. Okay, they look like Made gels. If you have the Made gels or any of the Made gel collections, that's what they look like, except they're super sheer, kind of like gemstones or agate stones, right? So we'll take a look at them. We're going to use them in a couple different ways. And like I said, really no rules, guys. Use them however you like. I think you should think about these as embellishing what you're doing, adding some shadow to what you're doing, because they're like textured jellies almost. Okay, so they're thicker, but it's going to add a tint of color. That is how I use them, at least. Okay, so the 6 that you get, this is moss. It's not really green, it's a grayish green. All right. This one is ginger. Okay, and let me move these over. I'll show you. Okay, so this is moss. Okay, it's a greenish. Has a little green tint, but it's not green. All right, this is ginger, and that looks like this. It's like a little bit of a ginger brown. You see what I mean? They're jelly-like almost. Okay, and then this one is going to be holly blue, and that looks like this. They're very subtle. All right. So this one is green menu. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Sorry, guys. This is your green. Okay. And then we have the berry color. So this is cherry blossom. It's definitely a pinky magenta cherry blossom color. And then we have sardonyx, which is definitely, this looks red on here, but it's really quite orangey red, okay? So the other things that I use to play with these gels are going to be some made gels, if you have any of those collections. I, of course, use some inks, but let's just do something really simple like this, just to show you how easy something like this would be. Okay, this is very, very basic. It's using an ink, a made gel, and sardonyx, okay? So to make this show up, I did base coat a nail because, you know, our nails have color, right? And I used one of the satin collection. So if you have any of the satin collection, you know these are very, very pearly. And this is Dewey Peach. Let me shake, shake, shake. So all we're going to do is lay down a swipe of the peach. Ah, there's my ball. Make sure you hear that ball jiggling. And like I said, when we were doing the Libidos collection, if you have any of the Favori that have a ton of pigment in it, like this pearl pigment or the Libidos collection, if you store them flat, it's going to be easier to get that ball shaking. Okay, so this just has a little bit of a tint of color on here because I wanted you to be able to see what I'm doing, okay? So let's get some of this peach. We want some peach ink on the nail. Okay, you see that? And it's already dry. All right, so I went to my made gel. I have a bin of them now instead of in their little individual boxes, but I picked up Sand Beige. All right, so made gels are very similar to these new Agate collections. However, these are really pigmented and not sheer at all, okay? So you can use a silicone tool, you can use a stiff brush, you can use whatever you want, okay, to get some of this gel onto the nail. I'm just using a silicone tool because I want it to be rough. I don't care if it looks perfect. All right, you can tap it, you can swipe it, whatever you want to do. And you see the texture that it instantly creates. All right, and see the pearl underneath, right? All right, I'm going to wipe this silicone tool off real quick, and I'm going to throw this in the lamp. Now we're going to use one of the new gels, and we are going to enhance this Sand Beige with sardonyx, which is orangish, orangey. And you look at it and think, oh, it's so pretty. I always have a little spot on the top, and that's good because it reminds me what color it is. And I'm going to grab my silicone tool again and show you what this can do. Do you see what I mean? Like jelly. All right, you can use it heavy, you can use it thin, and I did a couple different ways just to give you an idea. Okay, and we'll go through those. Let's see how many we can get through. By the way, while we're live, if you have any questions about anything Sweetie Nail Supply, just let me know, and I will try and answer you. And for anyone who doesn't know, or this is your first live with us, I am Lauren, and my account on here is Inspo by Nails. All right, this is done. Done, done, done. All right, so we have the peach ink, we have the Sand Beige, and now let's go in with this. See what I mean? It is going to enhance our design with this sheer shadow type gel. It's going to give us more depth instantly by just layering it on top, the made gel and the pearl. Again, you can use whatever tool you want, okay? You don't have to use a silicone tool. You can use a brush. We'll use a brush for a couple different things. I'm going to cure this. All right, and I know it doesn't look like much, but watch, when we put the top coat on, it looks really cool. That's the coolest thing about the Favori products. There's just so many ways you can use them, and they always wind up looking pretty cool. Pretty interesting. Right? If you want to add more, let's say you want to make another spot of this to be a darker, like darker section of this. Let's just grab a brush this time. I'm going to use this little tiny brush. This is the check brush from Mayo. This is also on Sweetie Nail Supply's website. This is a great little functional brush. Tiny, tiny. All right. Because these are sheer, they're going to cure very quickly. But you can go back on and do more detail, all right, by going over areas. Again, you're going to make that area a little bit darker. So these are great layering products. All right, let's say we want this to connect. I'm just tapping it in a little bit, okay? And then I'm going to cure again. I saw a question, do you ship to Holland? You should ask Sweetie Nail Supply that. Go ahead and ask them or send them an email. I'm not 100% sure on that, although I do know they have international shipping. All right. So another thing that you can do, let's say you want it to be like super, super blended in, like this. Okay, I used a lot of Made gels on this one. And then blended those stripes of that cherry stone are going to be with the cherry blossom. Okay, so we can give that a try too. Honestly, you guys, sometimes I whip these up and I don't remember how I did them. So, and the other thing is, nuance is never going to always look the same, right? So it's hard to recreate a nail perfectly, but we're going to give it a try. So for that one that I just showed you, the finished look, I used Crazy Top Thick, all right, with like a petal brush, like a big, bigger brush. And honestly, I did not cover this how you normally would. I actually went in and did like pressed strokes. Okay, see that? We want to cover anywhere that the ink was, but the Made gels are no wipe, okay? So you can just kind of make this funky because it is a funky nail. It doesn't have to be an even like encapsulation, does not. But these no wipe tops almost act as a magnifying glass to the detail below. So that is pretty cool. And I'll show you that in another look. All right, but this does not need to be perfect in any way. I think they actually look better sometimes when they're not. All right. So funkily, is that a word? Put that top coat on. As long as you don't have any spiky bits, you're good. All right. So let's try with more Made gel and the cherry blossom. Let me get this out of the way for a second though, because I'll be sticking my hands in things that we don't need. All right. So when I go to my Made gels now, guys, I put them in a mini, like a little mini thing. Okay, so I can see my pinks and that kind of stuff. And for this look, I did kind of mix them. Oh, my white's running out. I'm gonna have to grab that from my other palette, from the pot. Okay. And I just started taking it like this, all right, and dragging it on the nail. Let me get my white. That's mushroom white. I want white. So when you get Made gels, they look like this. Oh, no, this is the nuance gel. I don't want that. They look like this. Egg white, Okay, same kind of pots. All right. And we just want to, everything's going to be done while wet. All right. Just dragging it across. I'm going to put some pink in there. We can get more detailed in a second, but I'm just getting some of this Made Gel on the nail for a texture. Okay, I'm wiping the brush. Okay, we try and save every live. You can find it on my page and you can find it on Sweetie Nail Supply's page. So always check for the save. Okay. I can't even tell you which pink this is. All of the Made collections are amazing. I gotta say. They really are. They're really fun to play with. But use what you got. You might have some already. If you're a big fan of Favori, you probably do. All right, now let's put in some of that cherry blossom too. And look, before we cure it, I would go fix the sides. Like if we were on my own nail, I'd just go touch up those sides real quick before curing. Okay. Just don't want something chunky. So these cure very, very quickly. Okay. Let's use some of the cherry blossom. And let's switch brushes real quick. Let's go back to the check brush. You could use your silicone tool. This is not the live yet, but we will save it. I mean, like this is not the saved portion, right? We'll save it. We'll save it for you. We're going to cure this, and then we're going to go in again. So it's really just layering and using your products together, you guys. That's really all it is. And thank you to whoever said you'd like to watch me work. That's very sweet. Thank you. All right, so we do have this one done. And this one was so easy, right, guys? Super, super simple. Actually, they're all kind of simple. But that's the cool thing about it. Let's see if I missed anything. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm sorry. We save every live with Lauren here and on YouTube. Okay. The YouTube, you guys should go subscribe to Sweetie Nail Supply's YouTube because we are taking these lives and saving them there too. And that really does save you time on playback, makes it much easier. So look up, I'm sure it's on their profile. So go hit to follow their YouTube and that will be helpful to you 100%. All right, let's get some of this. These Made Gels are a little thicker. So they're a little harder to pick up with something like this. You might need a brush that's a little bit more stiff for Made Gels sometimes. And there are 4 collections of Made Gels, I believe. So, yeah, crazy. But again, we're just layering this a little bit with color, letting that texture do its thing. Okay. We're going to go again with the cherry blossom. Here, I'll use this same brush. Oh, you know what else you can use? Your Devoc brush. If you have a Devoc canvas brush, that's a great brush because it is meant to like press and be a little bit stiff. Not super stiff like that ratty one I was just using. But don't throw away brushes, guys, because when you think you have one that's ruined and kind of ratty, it's great for this kind of thing. So definitely keep your brushes. All right, and you can even say you don't want this all over right here, then just do some and then drag it how you want. All right, these are textured and you're going to be able to get a cool look. All right. This one is totally going to require an overlay because there's texture built up on here, but I don't go super thick. They do cure really, really easily, but I just don't want to fool with a bulky nail later. So that's why I kind of keep it thin, but I'm a thin painter to begin with. What's the stiffest brush for art? Is it the Devoc? I believe on Sweetie Nail Supply's page right now, yes, it would be the Divock brush. This is for the canvas gels. Okay, and it's not, I mean, it does have some flexibility. However, it is really, really good for a thicker gel like the canvas gels or the Made gels. So yeah, this is just a ratty art brush that I had that's kind of stiff and cruddy, but I use that a lot. And if you want tinier, you can check out like the check brush. This is from Mayo. That's also up on Sweetie Nail Supply. Okay. All right. Maybe they'll bring, maybe, you know, Sweetie Nail Supply does have incredible brushes that they created. Maybe they'll bring in a stiff one. Who knows? I think stiff brushes are underrated. I really like them for texture and stuff. So for this guy, you guys, we're going to have to go in and do like a bit of an overlay just because I wanted it to look more like stone-like. So you can check out a couple different things. So like the new clear, Doi Clear. Let's try that. Look at this brush. Look at it. Oh my gosh. This is good. We want something. We're not, when you're doing something to even out some art, you want a little viscosity there. You don't want to be fooling with those thin gels. So I would recommend a nice viscosity clear, like a mid viscosity. Another nice one from Sweetie Nail Supply is Yogurt Clear, Honey Clear. Is that what it's called? Let me look at the bottle. It's one of my faves and I go through it a lot. But I'm digging these new Doi base, clear, and top. Okay, so this one's really just to show you that you can have a smooth nail look too. You don't have to have it be funky, abstract for these gels to work. Use it in whatever art medium you are happy with and that you like to work in. Do you say Cocoa's top coat works in viscosity for this art? I think it would depend on the top coat. If you have specific questions, you can always DM me and I will try and help you. But yes, it depends on the top coat. And you know, there's a lot of top coats that you could use for an overlay too. You could use the Yogo Zombie top. Like, and we're talking, look at the viscosity on this. Okay, this is a thicker viscosity top coat. It is an incredible top coat. All of us at Sweetie Nail Supply go through this Yogo top. Zombie top is incredible. Please don't get mad at me if a lot of what I'm mentioning is out of stock. I did not go check before showing you. So I'm sorry, but if it's something that I'm mentioning, go ahead and hit notify me when it's back and you will be able to get a notification. Okay, so let's do one of these rough looking types, okay? And what I mean by that, if you can't see it, is, so this is more a little wilder nuance, you know, like this one. Okay, and this is using the Holly Blue. Yeah, it's a great top coat. Such a good top coat. One of my favorites and one that I have multiples of in my studio because it is really great. Working with lots of water. I don't know. I will say that it is the #1 selling top coat in all of Korea, which says something. Yeah, it's really incredible. All right, let me move this. Ow. Hold on, what did I do? I did the clear, so it's not quite done, guys. It's still like sticky because that is an inhibition layer. But let's just pretend it's finished and move on. You know how, I mean, we all know how to top coat a nail, right? So I'm going to move on. All right, let's do this. Let's do this one. Okay, let's use one that has a little bit of a color again so you can see what I'm doing. So to do one that's like this or like this, you want some white texture on the nail. You can use egg white. You can use nuance white, the nuance silky white if you want. You can also use, if both of those are out, because they may be, and fair warning, listen, made collections, these are not sold separately. So like if you get a made collection, hold on, I'll show you. Hold on. I'll show you a little thing. Okay, ignore the top part. Okay. Here, we're starting here. So like this is made collection version 1, right up here. Okay. This is 2. This is 3. This is neon. Oh my gosh, I don't have the 4th one on here. Right. Ah, here it is. This is 4. Okay, so they are not sold separately. So you make collections, honestly, they're a very reasonable price for the amount of gels that you get, but they are not sold separately. So it's up to you. If you want to see something that is sold separately and has texture to it, I'd check out Blanc de Bleu Antique. That is a Canadian-only brand. If you're in Canada, you're lucky enough to get these from Sweetie Nail Supply. But I'm going to show you real quick with some of this what you can do. Okay, and you could use the made collections, all right? So whatever you want, just use a texture. One thing I like about this texture is you can chrome it, and that is true of the the silky white, although I think the last time I looked that was out of stock. I don't know, let's check. We're going to cure this. So you can use any of them, guys. Just get a nice little texture there. Put that away. We're going to touch it with some chrome. And then we're going to use the gray and the blue, okay, to create some funkiness here. Taking away the minis. The difference in the Canadian only brand, Blanc de Bleu, is this is crunchy, like it's a little textured, like stiff, and has a bit of glitter in it. So it is going to be a little bit more textured than creamy in nature, okay? Thank you for helping with questions, because I definitely focus on what I'm doing on the table and I miss them. But please know that if you do ever have questions, I am very DM friendly. So don't hesitate to ask and I will try and help you. All right. So because this is, and I'll put some of the other one on there too. And I already have gold on here. So you can chrome this, and you can chrome Nuance Silky, but I want to say I think the Nuance Silky is gone, like sold out right now. I want to say I think it is. I'm not 100% sure. There's so much stuff on that website, guys. YouTube link wasn't in profile. Okay, then DM me Inspo by Nails, and I will send it to you directly, okay? I think Sweetie Nail Supply is probably busy, but I'm happy to send it to you because it's worth it. Oh, wait, I wanted to show you some of the other ones. Okay, hold on. Let's do Egg White. This is from like the first collection with some brighter colors. It would be perfect for this season. So if Made Gels Season 1 is up, you might want to check that out. I'll show you what I mean. All right, so this is more like you can get texture. You can do all those things, okay? But it's a matte finish, and it's a little bit different. But any one of them will work, okay? If you have trouble with what to use, I'll give you options. All right. Curing, because I just put wet gel on here again. And then we want to use some of that Holly Blue, which is a nice navy, but it is super sheer. So again, you're going to have to build up some layers, okay? Just to show you. All right. Definitely good for like blue jean type look because it's a denim. It's a denim looking blue. Now, if you use this on your own, on a clear nail, reminder, it's going to look like this. Okay, so it's super sheer, which is why I say these are great with other Favori products to get those dynamic looks, right? Well, that's fiery, guys. I like that. Kasani, how many whats have I done? Lives? A lot. A lot. I have a mini YouTube channel too. I was just talking about that in my stories. I want to go on there more. But we are saving these to Sweetie Nail Supplies. Okay. Or looks? Two. All right, here's the holly. See? Look. So what it does is enhances whatever texture's underneath too. You see that? So like the more sheer we have it, you can see the lumps and bumps and the texture. So that's what these beauties are really, really good for. You can do it really, really light, like scrub, scrub, scrub. That's going to only show a little tiny tint of blue. All right, you can do it oh, why is this over here? You guys know I'm right-handed. I need them on the right. You can just tap, tap, tap. The heavier you make it, the deeper the blue is going to be. So if you want it to be heavier, then you're going to leave it, oh, wait a minute. Then you're going to leave it a little heavier. Again, no right or wrong, guys. You can use these however you want. I think you just have to allow yourself time to play around with them. Okay? Like that's pretty, right? All right. Where is that hair coming from, you guys? Ah, got it. Deacon, that's where it's coming from. I don't know if you guys have seen him in my stories, but he is ever present because of his hairiness. All right, so if you wanted to make it deeper again, you're going to cure it and then do it again. You can layer this again with the white, with the blues, etc. You can make as many layers as you want. This is still a thin nail, okay? It's not super thick or anything like that. This one's even thinner because it was only done once, okay? Just some white. You can use ink. We got to do an ink one, right? Like this. All right, so let's do that too. But they're really, really cool. And I can't wait to see how you guys use them. I think that you'll probably come up with some beautiful ideas. Make sure when you are using Sweetie Nail Supply products, you're tagging them so that they can see your creations. It's always a nice idea, and I'm sure they love to see it. Should we move on, you guys? Or should we keep playing with this one? Let's do a couple more. All right, so if you want to do it, you can also use inks. Let's use inks on this. I'm going to grab one from Nature 2 collection because it's right on my side there because it's new. Let's use this blue. All right, this is, how do you say that? Ajugai? Really pretty blue. That's the name I have for it. All right, there's no right or wrong way for this either, okay? Just play with your inks. I promise. It's always a good idea. Okay. Now we've got some blue on there. We can go back in with a little bit of white. And then holly blue again, so it'll deepen it up again. Okay? So let's go in this time with the Favori Silky White. This one is a different finish. This one is going to, when it's done and cured, it is going to be glossy, okay? I know there's a lot of products on there and I know it can get confusing. So that's why we offer your help to you if you have questions, because they are all a little different. All right, so this one is definitely different finish than the Made Gels. Tap, tap, tap. I'm just playing around, guys. Do not overthink your nuance. Do not overthink your abstract nails. Just tap around. Don't try and do an exact replica design. It'll frustrate you. Just do it in your style, and I promise you will like the results. Okay? I don't think I can replicate my own designs and nuance. So you just kind of have to have faith and trust and just have a play. They're just too hard to replicate because they're just kind of free-for-all fun. All right? So don't frustrate yourself in that way. Let's do this one. Hold on, let me clean these up a second. Let me wipe off these brushes with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. Just so we can start fresh, and we'll try this baby. I'm going to hold it up because it's really, really simple, but yet looks very complicated, even though it's not. And I'll show you the green. Is there something on here that you guys are like, please, please, please don't forget that one, because we don't always have time to do all of them. I will try and go and add on my page ones that we didn't get to, like little mini tutorials. All right, so this one. Okay, so we're going to use the ginger and we're going to use the moss. Okay, but first we need to use like this mushroom. This is mushroom white. Is this the second collection? It's like a great like beigey white, like off-white, ivory-ish. All right. And all I did was put a kind of stripey down the nail. You guys see? Nothing poking up. Heavier in some areas. When you drag this, it's giving all this cool texture. I think you can see it right there, right here, thinner here. These gels give you instant texture. Instant. Okay, these are the Made gels. All right, let me cure that. Now where you would have to overlay this. Let's use Zombie, since we discussed it, while this one's curing. I think you get the gist though. This new collection is great with layering with other Favori products. And as soon as you start playing around with this top coat, you start seeing all those different nuances of what you just did on the nail. It all comes together. And we'll do that with the one that we're playing with right now, because we're going to make that matte and do a drop. And that will be like the focal point or the magnifying glass of the texture below, right? So there's all kinds of things you can do. Oh, yeah. But all those little cracks and crevices really add to a nuanced design. Like this white looks a little heavier, like a different layer than down here. And that was just by us going back in and doing one more little layer in some areas. All right. You guys see the Zombie top gel. It's It's incredible. I always have a problem when I'm live with you guys looking for lines of light. I think it's because I'm looking over the side of my phone. So I apologize if you see some wonkiness, but I'm just going to cure this so that we can move on. All right, so this one, okay, I want to use some of that ginger. Really like this. Really, it looks brown, but it's not. It's very sheer. All right, so I really like this because it is super soft, subtle, and such a natural color. It looks brown on my brush, but you'll see what I mean. Look at how soft that is. Right? I just want some of these areas to have different hues, and I'm just adding a little bit and calling it a day. Actually, let's hit some brown. Some of the gray too, the moss. All right, remember I said it does have a slight greeny tinge, but it is like a gray green. I'll show you down here. See? You can make texture in this too. All right. But just the tiniest bit is going to give you subtle differences in this gel that we had on here. Okay? Curing. All right. Here's what I mean. Yes, this looks very cool. You can see the texture. This is from an ink. That's what we're going to use next. But then when you look at the little no wipe part, that is crazy looking. So if we did this whole nail in no wipe, like in a glossy top, the whole nail is going to look like that. But it emphasizes the different layers on the nail. What did I use for that? Because I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to guess I used Favori, which is from the Lipidos collection. I think that's what I used. I'm sorry if it's not. I'm glad you're loving it. Yay. Did I freeze? Or did my phone just freeze on the other thing? Okay. I'm back on. All right. Ready? Do not be shy about using your inks with these gels. All right. We're still all... I don't know if there's any Lipidos left, you guys. I don't think there were many the other day, so I apologize if they're gone. Because they create magic. So I did it there. I think I did some here. All right. Gonna let that dry for a second. And then we're going to put on a top. I believe I did a matte. All right, very, very simple. But these variances in hues are going to be from the Agate collection. All right, matte top coats. There's a million to choose from Sweetie Nail Supply. They're all amazing. Tons. Maybe for this one we should do it all over so you can see. Just with, you guys know how to make a ball like that. Use one of your nice thick top coats and lay it in a ball, right? Just drop it on there. Hold on, let's do this. Hold on. We probably should do a clear coat real quick. All right, let's do clear, just so the whole nail is even. Here's the honey clear that I was talking about. Because there is texture on here. It's nice to keep that somewhat even before we put on a mat. Even up the nail a little bit, okay? But you see, all over, it's really pretty if you did a no-wipe top too. A glossy top. Usually when I'm playing with inks, I do use a glossy top. I feel like it enhances the look. Here's the honey clear gel that I was talking about. Good one. Who am I kidding? They're all good. But if you have questions, just ask. They're all good. And then you can do, more nuanced looks with inks. These is the same thing as what I was just doing, okay? But I just did a swipe. Then I used some of the gray. I'm sorry. Deacon's barking probably because there's someone delivering something. I apologize. Not much I can do about him. He's very loud and very big. All right, let's use a top coat. Let's use May Mode. Let's use May Mode. I think I saw those are back in stock. Excellent, excellent matte. Yeah, I'm sorry about the barking. Oh gosh, you guys, it's 10 of 1 already. What? Crazy. I mean, I hope it's a package. I like packages. Right? All right, let's do this. I think we're kind of running out of time though, you guys. Let's see, what else did I do? Okay, this one. So down here to get this look was just a little white Made Gel, a little of one of the minty greens that is in like the spring collection, and then the green, this one. All right. Just softly blended, very similar to this one, okay? But in another way, just at the bottom, okay? And I was showing you this one. I'll put, you know what? I'll do this on my page, and I'll do this on my page, and this one. Like, so these are the ones that we missed, okay? So I'll make some reels. Let me put them out on the side so I remember. Because we did run out of time. I don't want it to be too long and you guys get frustrated with the playback, okay? So let's wipe this. So that's now matte. If you want an area to stick out, like let's just use the CC. This is the double CC. This is a nice, it's not as thick as Crazy Top Thick. You don't need something that thick. All right. It is thick, but it's not that thick. All right. It's like a mid viscosity, not super, super. Where should we do it? I think like here. Another thing you guys can use is your 3D gels if you want. Like the clear clays. But you see, it's going to show detail. It's like a little magnifying glass, which I think is cool. Here, we'll do another area too. Right here. Maybe I didn't use that ink. I might have used a different one. But you see what I mean? Lipidos collection, all of those are beautiful, so kind of whatever was happening there. One of those got put on this nail, or the one that I showed you. Okay. And just cure it. I should have taken notes, see? I need to take notes. I just put them out on the table and play. Thank you, Tammy. I just saw you put up my thing. Usually I do put it up, but it bounces the camera around. I don't want to bounce the camera around. Inspo by Nails. That's me. Thank you for joining me today, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like this one looks kind of fiery, doesn't it? And like I said, if you have any questions, let us know. We are happy to answer. We're going to save this for you. I don't know what else I put up here. And we're also going to put it on Speedy Nail Supply's YouTube channel so you can see them over there. You're welcome. Thanks for hopping on with me. Oh, gotcha. Thanks for hopping on with me, and I will talk to you guys soon. Maybe see you next week. And everybody have a great weekend, too. All right, here's this one. I feel like we made another one, but I don't know where it went. All right, guys, have a good one. Talk to you soon. Bye.